Actors, take control. Hey everyone, I'm Matt Cornwall with Get Taped here in Atlanta, Georgia, one of Atlanta's original audition taping services, which I co-own with my amazingly talented, beautiful wife and best friend, Brooke. She almost got me. And now on to our topic. Take control. This idea has been on the shelf for a couple of months, but it seemed timely to record this video now as we sit on the precipice of a potential writer's strike. And even if they don't strike, there's a potential director's strike. And if they don't strike, there's a potential actor's strike. So for the actors watching this video in May of 2023, you might be feeling like your career is out of control or that it's being steered off a cliff. So I'm here to share some stories and ideas from my career and Brooke's career to plant seeds of inspiration that might grow into ideas on how you can take control of your career, and maybe in places you weren't even looking. Let's start with a story. Several years ago, Brooke had the good fortune of booking a recurring character on a television series here in Atlanta. She was a police officer, and initially she had 4 episodes. Hooray! Flash forward about a year, and Brooke happened to be at her computer surfing through Actors Access through public breakdowns and saw this show had posted a public breakdown of a police officer in the following season. And she thought to herself, is there any reason that police officer couldn't be my character? So she took that idea to the agent. Our agent said, well, let's find out. And they asked the casting director, and the casting director said, I love the idea. Let me talk to producers. And sure enough, they loved the idea, and they brought Brooke back as this cop one more time in this follow-up season. And here's another story about me. A few months ago, I got to go to my first red carpet premiere. Actually, it was a black carpet. The funny thing was, I wasn't invited initially. And as a side note for actors in the Southeast, that's pretty much the norm. Given the impact my role had on the overall story, however, I thought I was warranted an invitation to that premiere. Have you seen the menu? And after hitting some dead ends by going through proper channels, I decided to get creative. I went onto IMDb Pro, looked up the director, and under their information, I saw their PR rep. So I emailed them and told them my story, and thankfully she had seen the menu, so she understood the gravity of my character in the overall story. So she was happy to pass along my request to the appropriate people, and sure enough, voila, about a week later, I got my invitation. So what's the point of these 2 stories, other than to brag about Brooke and myself? Well, it's to show you that even when you think everything is perfect in your career in terms of the controllables. You have a great agent. They're submitting you a lot. You have awesome headshots. Your demo reel is on point. And heck, you're even booking good roles. You are still the CEO of your career. And think about an actual CEO of a Fortune 500 company. If they aren't growing the business quarter by quarter, year over year, they get fired by the shareholders. Thankfully, we don't have shareholders. At least I don't. But we do need to maintain that same mentality when it comes to our own growth. Because it's up to me as CEO of Matthew Cornwell to make sure that I am up to date on industry trends, that I continue to train, that I have a stellar demo reel, that my headshots are on brand, etc. But it's these less obvious things, like the stories I shared, that can contribute to growth in your career that no one, I repeat, no one will do for you. And to be clear, in both of the examples I shared, it wasn't like someone dropped the ball. But we both got curious about the opportunities that we saw, got creative, and then followed through until we got a yes or a no. Looking back, it couldn't have happened any other way, because my agent, your agent, is not responsible for these types of things. They represent a lot of talent. If you have a manager, they will certainly be more interested in figuring out clever and creative ways to position you and get you further in your career. But even then, it's still up to you to be in charge and to be thinking about these things even before the manager does. Because in Brooke's example, think about it. Do you think a manager is out there trolling breakdowns of all the shows that Brooke has been on already, looking for that opportunity to potentially bring her back as the same character? No one's doing that but Brooke. So you can never take your hands off the wheel of your own career, because even SAG-AFTRA, with all of its protections in place, can't be on every set at every moment, at every point in your career to make sure that everything is going right. You need to be the one watching out for you. So as we navigate these uncertain waters in the near future, though let's face it, no matter when you're watching this, the future always seems uncertain for actors, I encourage you to start thinking outside the bun on how you can take control. Of course, there are the obvious ways that you can take control that you're probably already thinking about: headshots, training, demo reel, etc. But in addition to my two earlier stories, let me talk about a few other possible ideas to inspire you to start thinking creatively about taking control. Did you have an amazing experience the last time you were on set? Regardless of whether it was an Oscar-winning film or a $5 independent film, did you follow up with anyone on social media? Like maybe the director. You'd be surprised that even on those Oscar-winning films, even if it's an Oscar-winning director, they don't get as many followers as the famous big-time Hollywood actors do. So they can tend to be more accessible in that realm of social media. But I caution you, if you're going to engage these people online, make sure it's organic and authentic. Offer them something when you comment or reply. Don't ask for anything. And by offer, maybe it's that they are posting a question about a topic unrelated to the industry and you have wisdom in that area. Then you can offer that wisdom and you might see a dialogue start happening between you and this person. Or maybe you just see an opportunity to really showcase your sense of humor based on the topic of whatever they're posting. Just don't at them saying, "Hey, so when are you shooting your next project? Think of me." Another idea is to find local events in your market where all of the independent filmmakers hang out. It might be a writers group, for instance. Here in Atlanta, we have an event called Eat, Drink, and Be Indie, where filmmakers from all different disciplines within film come and gather and talk about different topics. If you're a well-trained actor and you put yourself in these environments where you're meeting filmmakers, they will love to collaborate with you. Because here's the thing, those filmmakers, when they're at the start of their careers, they don't know, generally speaking, where to find actors. So you might just become their go-to actor for all of their independent projects. And sure, some of them are going to suck, but if you forge these relationships when they are at the start of their career, it can bear fruit for years and years and years to come once they become that big-time Hollywood director. Hey, here's an idea. Did you grow up in a small town? Have you thought about maybe reaching out to the local newspaper to do some cheap, easy PR on you? Let's face it, actors love having articles written about them. Or maybe your high school would love you to come back and speak to the drama students, or likewise a community college or even a university. And while this idea doesn't seem to immediately benefit you, it is very important, in our opinion, that you give back as an actor. For every step that you take in this career, you should take a glance back and make sure that no one else has their hand extended, that you might be able to help them along the way. I remember hearing it said this way, which is, once you get to the top, send the elevator back down. Do you have a special skill? Look at this cool t-shirt I got from my new friend, Heather. Isn't that cool? You should see me right there, huh? Anyways, Heather made this graphic, tagged me on social media. Of course, I saw it. And I had to have it. So I went to her website, saw that she offered custom t-shirts, and I ordered one. So with her special skill, she was able to make this organic connection with me. So do you have any skills that are adjacent to the industry that you might be able to incorporate into the industry in some creative, cool way? Because if it fulfills you, then it really won't matter what comes of it, but you might just end up making some really cool new connections. Now, I can't think of everything, but the point is to get you to start thinking about your own life and your own career and how you can get creative about taking control. And before I wrap up, I just want to check in with your mindset right now. Did my stories and ideas start to burden you and put a weight on your shoulders? If so, drop that like a ton of bricks. That is not the point of this video. This video, like all our videos, is meant to illuminate, educate, and maybe inspire you to look at the different aspects of your career and see which ones you might be able to take actual control of. Imagine that. So don't despair, get curious. And if you've already done this in certain ways in your own career, we would love to hear your anecdotes in the comments below. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on set.